Hello guys, welcome back to another video. I'm making two in the same morning. Earlier we talked about EC, we've already talked about Alkosh, and now we're taking a look at the other support set that's commonly used in raid groups on DDs. We're looking at martial knowledge. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. I literally just picked out a bunch of random martial knowledge from the guild trader like 5 minutes ago. Swear to God, just bought it for like 5k each. Well, I would not use gold rings of martial knowledge, but just to get it for demonstration purposes, I have it. And I got a double bard. So what does it do? Okay, so while your stamina is below 50%, your light attacks cause the enemy to take 8% additional damage for 5 seconds. So this is a unique debuff uh, called Way of Martial Knowledge. You see it in logs, it's marked that way. It's just enemies take 8% extra damage, and its effect can occur once every 8 seconds. So that means it's up for 5, down for 8. So there's like 3 seconds of downtime there in between each MK proc. I don't know the uptime number on that, but like 60% maybe, something like that, is about right. So not sure. About 60 something percent is like a perfect uptime. Um, okay, so I do have a tracker. I don't know if you can see my mouse. Can you? Maybe. Okay, so here is my martial knowledge tracker right here. Uh, this is from an add-on called, let's take a peeky poo at it. I'm crazy. Do 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 do. Okay, XOI's proc set timer. I use this out on the tracker. There's probably a billion other ones, but just so that you can see what I'm looking at, this little mage guy is how we know that it's active, and then the 100% is tracking our stamina. You can also just look at your fucking stamina bar. So, I mean, teehee, either one. So, if I dump my stam, the bar is gonna go down, and then now it's green. That means that MK is able to be procced. So let me just light attack real quick. MK is up. Remember, it's up for 5 seconds, and then it's going to be down for another 3. And then I can proc it again right now. Bam. Easy. Super easy. Literally, it's as easy as light attacking, and then, keeping your stam down. But hear me out. What happens when your stam goes, above 50, right? Um, I'm not proccing MK anymore. I'm just light attacking. It's completely useless. So the big thing about MK is like, sure, uh, like if I start with full stem, let me just do like a little tiny parse on this guy, right? Um, so I'm just doing damage this entire time, right? I'm not parking MK at all because my stam is above 50%. It's at 80% right now. Like, I'm gonna sit here and flail for a while. Okay, now I'm parking MK, right? But took a while. Took a solid like 20 seconds, right? So definitely something like something to watch for is you need to have below 50% stam. So that may mean not popping potions as much. Um, you know, using different foods to sort of balance out your stamina. Like you definitely wouldn't want to use foods that increase your stamina regen, because then you're just gonna never be below 50%, right? That would be terrible. Now I will say you most likely will never use MK on an Arcanist DD. Some groups are doing it, but like yeah, most likely like you shouldn't. Um, it's usually on like, let's say like a Crow DD or usually the Sork. Like these days, Stamina Sorcerer does MK. That's like a common rule. I just don't have a Sorcerer to show you. I only have an Arcanist. I'm just showing off the set, that's all. So, you know, hee. But also, let's look at something else too. Notice how it said um, 8% more damage, but it's not a full uptime. So don't think of it as 8% more damage. Uh, it's more closer to like, I want to say closer to like 5% roughly. damage instead of like 8%. So, you know, but 5% is 5%, you know. It's pretty good. Definitely worth having MK in comp. But the thing about it is, as far as I'm aware, it's single target. Like you can only put MK on one thing unless I'm absolutely bonkers. We can actually test that real quick. Let's move this guy down here. Yep, 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 yep. Uh, cool. Okay. Let me dump my stam. He's got MK. There is no MK on this guy. MK is not being applied. Now it is. Can we apply it to this guy? No. Yeah, so MK is completely single target. You can only put the debuff on one thing at a time. You can move the debuff, like, you know, I put MK on this guy. Now we gotta wait. And now it's on this guy instead, and not on this guy. You can move it. You can put it on whatever you want, whatever needs the MK. So, you know, in fights like Base, for example, if you're gonna do like a 2 portal push, maybe you want MK, right? Your MK is gonna want to go on Base herself, not the A-bombs, right? Don't waste your MK on targets that don't need it. It's gonna be for groups that are trying to push more single target. So definitely, you know, look into getting this set if you want to use it. Usually you're gonna be on Stam Sork, or it's gonna be on like a healer. So you know, teehee. Good set, really not hard to use. Now I will say, the one thing about like we said, like keeping your stam low, you can proc MK like immediately. Like let's say you go into a fight and your stam is pre-dumped, you can proc it immediately, right? With your very, very, very first light attack. So don't start your fight with full stamina, right? Always, always, always. If you're an MK, you should always just like pre-dump your stam, always. That way you start the fight with MK, and you shouldn't really have to worry too much about like your stam going up, right? Like right here, you know, my stam's just kind of staying around that 25% mark, so I'm just chilling. And then with proper raid buffs like Symphony or Master Resto, Enlivening Overflow, other sustain stuff, you know, you're gonna be able to keep your stam really, really low. Below 50, and you shouldn't really have a problem on it. Obviously, I don't know Sorcerer, so I don't know their sustain. I don't know how it works, but just in general, you know, find a way, whether it be with food or, you know, different skills, different, you know, CP. Like, I know there's a common CP slottable that people use, Rejuvenation. You can have that or not have it, you know, the stam recovery, if it helps or not. Lots of things to play around with, right, when you're trying to look at stam regen. So, but yeah, big tips: go into the fight with your stamina already low, and then literally just fucking light attack. It's as easy as that. As long as you're light attacking, it's great. Now I will say, the thing about stamina Arcanist is like, here, I'll try to get an idea of it. You know, if I start beaming while the cooldown's up, see, at 1, 2, 3, 4, I just missed 4 seconds of uptime. That's a lot considering the shortness of MK, like the 5 seconds that it's up. Missing 4 seconds is huge when it comes to uptime. So MK on an Arcanist is generally just not worth it. You want to put it on a class that's going to be light attacking a lot more often. Okay, that was all for today. That's pretty much all we got to talk about. Thanks for watching again.